I want to bring in the attorney representing the grandma, Tracey Nix. William B. Fletcher is with us. William, thank you so much for joining us. I know it was a long day, an emotional day. How would you describe what it was like to be in that courtroom today?
Extremely emotional and extremely sad. And I'm going to confess and say I shed some tears myself. Bad.
I've seen a lot of bad cases, a lot of really heartbreaking things here at Court TV, but this shatters everything. 2 young children gone, a mother and her daughters, you know, the family is broken here. In looking at how this all happened, how would you explain it? I'm going to play part of what Tracey said today in court, but for folks at home, you've spent a lot of time with Tracey. How could this happen? Because everyone at home is thinking, one child was gone, so the next time that your daughter trusts you with her baby, you're going to be on like hyper alert, like nothing is going to happen to this baby. There is nothing more important than my granddaughter, and I'm going to, like, how did it happen?
How did this happen? Well, first of all, the first incident was not Tracey's fault. She was there, and we talked about this before, Vince.
Right, and I want to talk about Ezra in a second, but just in light of the fact that one child died, right? That one of these grandchildren is gone, and people at home, regardless of whether she's directly responsible for it, right? Something happened, and that child is dead, and now your daughter, it seems like it took her a little time to trust mom, now trusts mom, and somehow, some way, she was not alert, she was not attentive, her mind lost focus. Like, so what happened? Like that day, in that moment, how could that happen? I think is what everyone wonders when they hear this story.
It was long-term usage of prescribed medication that should not have been prescribed to her. There's 3 separate medications. The one that sticks out in my mind the most is Ambien. She'd been taking Ambien prescribed by a PA for some 20 years. You're not supposed to be on it, according to my expert today, for more than 2 months. Elderly people like her, according to what they call a Beers list. It's a list of prescriptions and suggestions for older people. You're not really supposed to be given Ambien. It's very much cautioned to give Ambien. And then after the first death, when she was having issues, she was prescribed a double dose, or actually, according to my expert today, more than a double dose of Ambien. And I think it's pretty common, really. Once I got into the case, I saw just how Ambien affects you, and that, along with a muscle relaxer and another drug, just caused these issues. She was forgetting things, not particularly realizing it. She just thought it was a product of her age. And she said, I've never been this age before. I just thought it was a natural process. And after the death of Uriel, she was sent to what we call Peace River Center for mental health issues, and the psychiatrist there saw the medication she was on and took her off immediately, and she hasn't taken that since. So I say it was the medication, and she couldn't help herself. Now, you can forget a child anyway. Another expert I had, of course, you know, none of these experts were allowed to testify at the trial, but I had another expert, a Dr. David Diamond, who's a scientist, and Dr. Diamond says 25% of parents, even young parents, leave their kids in the car. Just this event, it will say ending doesn't happen, thank goodness. But it's 25% of parents do the same thing. They forget, just for one reason or another. They just, you know, the child doesn't die.
And you know,
that's what.
Yeah, and we've covered those stories, so many of them, unfortunately, and we're coming up to the summer months again,
yes,
and we'll be covering another one of these stories, and another one, and another one. I want to play
It's-
a part of Tracey in court today, and then I want to get your reaction to it. Let's take a look.
She got quiet, and I forgot that she was there. She was quiet, and there was nothing there to remind me that she was in the car, except the things going through my head that I needed to do. I said, when did Kayla come for Uriel? And he just looked at me. He said, I've been outside, I don't know. And then I said, when did Kayla come for Uriel? And it began to dawn on me. And then I opened the door and realized that she was in there all along. I could tell that she had passed when I looked in the car. And I ran back behind the barn to the west side of the barn. I looked for anything I could find to hurt myself. I wanted to be gone. I did not want to have to deal, I didn't want to have to look at Kayla and Drew and tell them that this had happened. I wanted to be gone. But there was nothing there. And there was not any way that anything that I could find that would do that. So I fell on my face and I asked God just to take me. I said, you know, I'm done. I'm done. I need you to just take me. And he wouldn't, because I would never hurt your babies on purpose. You've got to know that. You've got to know that. I just would never hurt them on purpose. I loved your babies. With all of my heart, I love your babies. So if I have to apologize, I mean, if I have the opportunity to say I'm sorry is so menial and insignificant. But maybe if I told you that I would literally lay my life down for them, maybe that would make the I'm sorry more meaningful. I would do that if it would bring them back. You've got to know that.
So, William, today in the courtroom, do you feel like justice was served today? Do you feel like she was punished appropriately for what she was convicted of? Or do you feel like she was punished for what she was convicted of plus the death of Ezra?
I think, well, he gave her the maximum sentence that he could give. And, you know, we had won the aggravated manslaughter. I think that carried a minimum sentence of 14 years, but the jury saw that it was not culpable negligence, which is very high standard of proof. I felt like he should do something less. We had 21 letters. Judge did not mention any of those letters at all or any of the good things she had done. He said only bad things about her, that she was not remorseful and things like that. So it's within the realm of course. I think it's on the high end considering all the circumstances. 40 years as a school teacher and a principal, good member of the Baptist Church, Sunday school teacher, sang in the choir, did weekend retreats with kids, took care of her grandkids, obviously not well in these cases, but loved her grandkids. And again, I think it was the medication that did it. So the judge said he would consider the medication, even though he wouldn't let those experts in. He said he'd consider that in connection with the sentencing, but obviously he didn't. So I kind of figured this is a law and order judge. I kind of figured it would be 5 years. I did kind of figure that out, but I think in my opinion, of course, I'm a defense attorney, but in my opinion, it was high.
And as you look at this case, do you feel like I understand the medication, so, you know, you believe she's not being properly diagnosed or properly treated for whatever she was suffering from in terms of the medication. Did anyone else, you believe, play a role in what happened with these children, like her husband? when we're talking about both children now, Ezra and Uriel?
Okay, when you talk about both children, yes, that was a very sad incident. That was the boy, Ezra, was very young. He was just walking. Neither his mother, Kayla, nor grandma, Tracey, knew that the boy could open doors. Now, the grandfather, said he had seen him try to open a door, but the door was locked. We don't know if he could open it or not. And I know Kayla had testified that they had high ceilings, so the doors were higher, or the doorknobs were higher. And she said he couldn't open doors. Now, I know they made fun of it, but the cat could also open the door. And I'm being honest, trying to be funny here. But yesterday I was driving home from work, and I was talking to the grandfather, Nix, and he said, "Guess what just happened?" He said, "The cat just came in the door." So we don't know. Tracey fell asleep. He slipped out. The door was shut, and we don't know, did Ezra open the door or how he got out. So I think the grandfather leaving them there certainly played a role in the first death. The second death, Tracey had the child, and again, she forgot the child in the car after she left the restroom.
William, we're out of time, but I really do appreciate you coming on tonight and giving the viewers much more insight into what happened, because I know a lot of people are very invested in what happened in court today, and thank you so much.
Extremely sad, horrible
Absolutely.
for everybody, and I feel so bad for the parents and the grandparents and the whole family.
The whole family. Thank you so much.
Totally right.